Okay, we are back, and in the last video we discussed how to do an internal style. In this one we're going to talk about how we're going to turn it into an external style sheet. And if you'll see my page, this is the page we created using an internal style. And if you watch the other video, I had a mistake and it wouldn't show up. It's because I forgot to put my number sign in front of my color code. So you have to remember that pound sign or number sign right there. Alrighty, so I have this internal style. Now here's something that I can do. If you've noticed, I have created a file called resume because one of the things that we have to do is we have to create some links to some other pages. So here I have my resume page. It's very plain. Okay. If we're going to have a page within the same site, though, we want it to be consistent with our home page here. Okay. And so if you'll notice over here, my resume page is just plain black and white text. Okay. So I wanted to have the same style as my home page. I could do one of two things. Okay. I could take this text that I've written here and I can copy and paste it. Or somebody said to me the other day, they said, you know, Miss England, yeah, you can copy and paste it, or you can just open the page, rename it, and do some edits. Well, yeah, you can do that. The thing about it is if you decide you do not like the pink background and you want to change your background on your page, then you're going to have to go into every single page and change that. Okay, so I'm in my head tag, and that's where our style stuff goes, is in our head tag, and I'm going to paste that text there. And so if you'll notice now, we have the brownie purpley text with the pink background. So we could go through and we could do all that. But I'm going to show you guys a different way. And let me go through, and I'm actually going to cut this text here as well. Okay, so I'm taking it completely out of both pages. Okay, we are now back to the plain old black and white, just like we had before. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to create a new file in Dreamweaver. Now if you're using Notepad or TextPad or some sort of text editor, you just open a blank file. If you're in Dreamweaver, you're going to hit a new document and you're going to select CSS and then hit create, and it's going to open a blank file. Now the neat thing about Dreamweaver is it goes ahead and puts some preliminary text in there for us, and we can just ignore that. Okay, and in this file I'm going to paste all of that style information that I put internally. If you don't have any internal style yet, any internal styles set on your file, then you just go in here and you start typing it using that CSS code. You know, you just list the tag, and inside your curly braces you put all of your arguments and parameters and that kind of thing. Okay, the one thing you don't do though is you don't use the style text, because that's HTML, that's not CSS, and in here we're creating a CSS file. Okay, now I've created this file. I'm going to save it, and it's already going to have that CSS extension, and because we've created a site, it's going to be in the same folder as the rest of our files, and I'm going to call this just styles.css. I'm actually a fan of mystyle.css, but I already have a file by that name. Okay, so I have style.css here. I'm going to go into my file that right now we've taken all the style information out of, and I'm going to use the link tag. And what that link tag is that's an HTML tag that links to an external document. Okay, so I have the link tag, and I'm just going to use the href. If we use the anchor tag, you remember we have the href in our anchor tag, and I'm just going to put an equal sign and start with my quotes, and then I'm going to type out the name of my CSS file. And then I'm going to tell it what type of file we're linking to, and we are linking to a text/CSS, and that's all I'm going to do. Okay, when I've done that, I'm going to go over here to my design view in Dreamweaver. It doesn't actually pull that code in yet, but as soon as I open it in the browser, it's going to automatically pull that code in for me. So it took all of those styles and put those in. Now what's the advantage of doing this? Well, the advantage of doing this is I'm going to go over to my resume and I'm going to type that same code. Link href is equal to styles.css, type is equal to, and I'm going to go down here and hit text CSS, and I've only had to type that one line of code to have this page look like this. Okay, now the advantage with that is let's decide I want to change my background color. Okay, if I want to change my background color, then all I have to do is go into the style file and change my background color to a different color. Let's say that I want to change it to, let's change it to a yellow. Okay, which it's not going to look really pretty. I'm sorry, I'm just going to warn you. Okay, so I've changed the background color. Gone over here to my index.html. I didn't have to change anything here. I didn't have to change anything in my resume file. But as soon as I run that and refresh it, as soon as I run it, if you'll notice here, it has changed my background color. And I only had to edit one file. I didn't have to edit multiple files. So as you go through and add styles to your website, if you decide you want to change and alter another tag or add a different style or that kind of thing, then all you have to do is go into that one file and make that change, and you don't have to make it in multiple files. So that's how to link to an external style sheet, and that is why we want to link to an external style sheet. Okay? Now, remember, if you have any questions, call me or email me, and have a great day.